Hello guys and welcome back to the channel, and in this tutorial video I'll be showing you how to use Judge.me on Shopify in 2025 step by step. So you want to collect and display your product reviews that would boost your store's credibility and sales. This walkthrough will cover everything you need to know, so let's get started. Now your first step, or basically how can you make use of Judge.me, is to actually know what Judge.me is. Judge.me is a Shopify app for product reviews and star ratings. It helps build trust, increase conversions, and improve SEOs with user-generated content. So the best part is it's a free plan with most key features included in that free option. And how can you go about accessing Judge.me? Your first step would be to simply search up Shopify. As you can see, I do have my Shopify account. I have an account on Shopify. So let's just go over to access your store admin or simply log in to Shopify. So go ahead and log into Shopify, and it's going to look something like this with your store at the top right. You can see your store there. And now let's get started on Shopify. So including Judge.me is quite simple. Just head over to the apps. So from the home section, head over to apps here and click on add, and then proceed to click on Judge.me and click on this download. Now, if you do not see it in the list of applications here, you could search for it manually, but this is the best way to go about including it. So go ahead and click on this download option to download Judge.me for product reviews, and it's going to open up this page. So this app needs to view your personal data, that's your customer data, store owner, content providers, and view and edit store data. So just go ahead and click on install here at the bottom right, and it's going to go ahead and install the application. So you just give it some time to finish it up. Basically, you're going to have a separate section in your apps. It's going to be called Judge.me, where you can manage your reviews. Okay, so it drops us with the onboarding process. It's going to onboard us to Judge.me. And I'm going to show you what comes up next once it's done loading. All right, so basically this is what it shows, your settings language, your widget and emails language, and where would you like to install it, current theme, and then click on start setup. So let's go ahead and start Judge.me. So enable app embed. App embed is required for reviews to show properly in your store. So click on the button below to open a new window and check if Judge.me block is enabled, and click on save and return here and continue. So let's enable this on our store. All right, so it's actually enabled. So Judge.me is actually activated, and you can click on save to save this, this setting. So click on save here at the top right and you're done. Now head back and click on continue. And now the next step is to install the review widget. So now let's set up the review widget on your product page so you can start displaying reviews. You can customize the design to suit your store later, like the colors and stuff. And then click on the button below to open a new window and check if the review widget block is present, and then click on save. Now let's open this up in a new page. All right, as you can see, it's actually enabled on here, but I'm not seeing any option to include ratings. I'm not seeing an option to include ratings on here, but I believe you could just proceed and click on continue. So let's just go ahead and click on continue. Let's skip this step and head over to install the star ratings badge. So star ratings this is basically a little intro of what it should look like on your screen. All right, and setting up your branding comes up next. So it says here, let's display and collect reviews using your brand colors. So you could choose your brand color. We could go with something like this or along the lines of this, and just click on continue here, and automatic review request. So last step, we'll start by sending review request emails for your new orders automatically. This is a step I did want to talk about or mention. You could actually enable this manually, but this is done automatically using the Shopify onboarding process. So as you saw, we started with add embed, and then install widgets, and then branding, and then request timing. So basically, enabling automatic request after purchase means you can simply send a request for them to, review your product or stuff like that. And now this decides how many days you have to wait after the order is filled and then send the request. And then for international orders, this is domestic, this is international. It's basically the same thing. So it says here 14 days. We could just turn this into 4 days after an international request and 2 days after a domestic order. And then you can just click on finish, and this is going to be sending up your review request. You could edit it later on, but let's just go ahead and click on finish. And welcome to Judge.me reviews. So it's basically an application for sending out reviews for your products, services, anything you're offering on Shopify. It basically helps you find your review insights. So after installing Judge.me reviews, here's a couple of things you can go about doing. First off, we could start by simply configuring the review settings. So inside the Judge.me dashboard, just head over to settings. So click on settings here, and then go over to where we have review widget. So you'll find it underneath the review display. And then we have widgets. So click on widgets, and then you can now enable star rating badge on your product page by simply installing it onto your product page. But I'm just going to be showing you a few things you can do. Now, you could customize its colors like this colors here. You could just click on customize. It's going to open up kind of like a little setting here. And then you can now work on the colors you want. You could reset to default. You could select a new color entirely, something like this, a star rating like this. And then the display properties, always show the widget or hide the widget if the product has no reviews. Yes. And then you can now show text and stars or show only the stars. And then underneath the advanced settings, we have the CSS code, which you could copy and make use of. So basically, this is what it looks like. And then if you're satisfied, just click on save, and that settings would be saved. So you could also choose where the review appears, if it's on your product page, your home page, or your collection page. That can be done as well. You could simply do that on the widgets page here after installing it, and things of that nature. Now, another thing you could do is to collect your reviews automatically. Earlier, I showed you how you could do it automatically using the onboarding process. But if you were to go about it without the onboarding process, you would just simply need to head over to settings here and then head over to review requests. So head over to request reviews here and then enable automatic email request after purchase. So you could simply schedule requests for previous Shopify orders, send manual requests, no. Just simply scroll till you find manage email review request. So collect reviews via email on autopilot. Basically, this is it. And then you could simply set it up in this manner, and then automatic reminders. So remind customers to leave a review if you don't leave one upon getting the first request. This has to do with the awesome plan, meaning you're going to have to pay a little token to activate or enable this plan. It's a paid option, but you could simply just set up the manual orders here, the manual requests, and then send review requests to customers who have opted out of Shopify marketing emails. You can do that as well. And then if you're satisfied with the settings you've enabled, scroll to the bottom and click on save. So setting this up just means send requests for domestic orders and send requests for international orders. You're basically just asking your customers to review your products. Now, another thing you could do besides, editing the timing is you could, let's head back to request reviews. You could send in links. So you could share QR code or links to your customers or clients. You could also request SMS. You could request via SMS, push notifications, and WhatsApp and email. But these involve the awesome plan. All right. So another thing you could do besides collecting your reviews automatically is to display your reviews on your store. So just head over to settings again, and then on the settings menu, scroll to where we have review, display, and then click on widgets, and then select the product review. That's this review widget. Click on customize. So go ahead and customize it. You can install this on your product page. You can work on the theme. You can work on the colors, the photos and videos as well. Basically this is what the sample would look like. This is what it would look like on your end. Uh, and you can now back out of this and head over to write a review. So you can a pre-installed widget to help your customers write reviews. So you could tell them exactly what you want them to write. You could also install the reviews carousel so they can look at multiple of your best reviews, and also the pop-up reviews can be enabled as well. Shopify's application is really functional. You just need to install it and it's going to work on the Shopify store you own. All right, guys. So managing your reviews and having moderation is quite easy. Underneath reviews here in the app section, if you head over to reviews, you could simply manage the reviews you have by either deleting, hiding, or removing the reviews from your page or your product page entirely. You could just delete it, and you could also approve and apply or reply to them as well. And you can import your reviews too. You could import them from AliExpress or via a CSV file and things of that nature. So guys, that's how you can use Judge.me on Shopify in 2025. If this video helped, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and comment down below if you have any questions. Thank you.